Hey there everyone, it's Nina. Thanks for joining me today for a new video. I'm sure we all have frames in our house that maybe they're a little on the simpler side and you wish you could jazz them up and create some really cool, trendy home decor or art pieces that look absolutely fabulous in your home decor. So in today's video, I'm going to show you can take those frames and repurpose them to make really pretty art pieces that will make your photos stand out. So I'm going to be using a few different products from Prima today, including the H2O Transfers and some of their molds. So I'm going to start with the transfers. These are so easy to use. They come in 2 sheets. Each sheet is a different set of designs, but they are beautiful and they're so simple to attach to your projects of many different types of surfaces. Today, of course, we're going to be working with wood frames, and I've already cut one of the transfers out. I'm going to use this border here to frame up the 2 corners of the simple wooden frame. I'm going to cut this in half so that way I can use the 2 halves on the opposite corners. So after I've kind of placed my pieces where I'm generally going to be putting them, I need to wet down the frame a little bit so that way the transfer has something to start adhering to. For this, I'm using a foam brush. You can use a paintbrush or even a damp cloth. It's totally up to you. You just need to apply a little bit of water to your frame. Now the key is you don't want to add too much water where you're going to have it bubbling up on the surface. So as you can see, I do have a little bit too much water here on my frame. So I'm just going to remedy that by taking a soft cloth and dabbing up that extra water. We just want this to be damp. I'm going to then remove the release paper on the transfer and stick this color side down on top of my wet frame. This is going to get pressed down into that water, and the water is going to start reacting with the material to help transfer this onto our project. To aid in the process, we do want to wet the back side of the transfer with more water, and this is going to saturate that paper and release the transfer from it. I also took a bone folder, this is a Simon Says Stamp bone folder, and burnished that design really well to make sure that I didn't have any areas that were not touching the frame. You want to make sure you burnish it in order to get a really nice clean transfer. And I do want this pattern to go around the edge, so I am working that design around the corner of my frame. Once I've burnished this, I'm ready to start peeling off my release paper. And here you can see our beautiful design that's transferred onto our frame. If you have some areas that didn't quite stick down, take a sharp tool. I'm using our Simon Says Stamp pokey tool to just help release that transfer from the paper. And then you can pick off any little pieces that might be hanging off the sides, and then carefully take a bone folder and run back over top of that transfer after the paper is removed to give it one last final burnishing. So I repeated that process on the other side of the corner of the frame, and then I'll remove that paper to reveal our beautifully transferred design. I love these. They're so detailed, and I love that Prima offers a variety of different styles and colors, which means you'll be able to find something that will match with your style of decor very easily. So we have our transfers finished on both corners of my frame, and we're ready to start sealing this. You do want to seal your transfers so that way they don't get damaged, chipped off, or anything like that. I'm using some Dina Wakley gel medium. This is in a matte finish. You can use any type of clear sealant that you'd like. I do recommend a matte finish because that will not create any sort of glare on your beautiful design. If you have something such as satin or gloss, just remember that's going to add a shinier finish to your project. So I covered my entire frame with that, and I am ready to start decorating with some other elements. So this is the Prima molds. There are many different designs and styles to choose from, and we're going to create some beautiful shapes using their molding material. So this stuff is super simple to use. There is no prep work required. You just peel off some of this molding material from the hunk that you get in the jar, and then you're just going to press this into the mold. These are silicone molds, and so what you want to do is you want to press this material very firmly into those shapes. And when you have some excess, you're just going to take your finger or some sort of craft tool. I used a palette knife in a little bit here. I'll show you how I use that. Either way, you just want to kind of pull off that excess so that you get the material flush with the edges of the mold. But you do want to make sure that you put enough down initially so that way you get that mold completely filled. So here you can see I'm scraping off some of the excess and I'm pressing down into the mold to make sure that that material stays inside and gets in all those nooks and crannies. So once you've gotten your mold filled, you want to go ahead and go through and clean up any excess that is a little bit too lumpy in the middle. You want this to be as flat as possible. And I will go ahead and take my palette knife and just press this on top of the mold to make sure I get a really nice clean and flat finish as best as possible. So once the mold was filled and ready to go, to remove it, you're just going to flip the mold upside down and start carefully working your piece out of it. You do not want to pull the material out of the mold. You want to press it out by turning it upside down, because otherwise you'll chance ripping the material. This is very soft initially, kind of the consistency of Play-Doh. Once this dries though, it'll be completely hard. And if you have any areas that might need a little bit of cleanup, something like our Simon Says stamp, Place and Pierce tool is perfect for getting all those little loose pieces cut off. Here's another mold I filled. Now I didn't end up using this pattern in my finished design, but I did this for the other design that I ended up using, which is that floral border on the left. But basically you're just going to run your material through the mold, and if you need to add more, just go ahead and press more into it. This all melds together very easily, and then again, once you fill it, you'll just go ahead and tip it upside down and press your design out of the mold to release it. You want to make sure that these lay flat to dry. If you want to shape them, you're going to want to do that now, so that way they have a nice curve or a wavy pattern, whatever you're going for. Now you can decorate these with any type of material you'd like. I'm going to use paints. I'm using distress paints for this, and I actually wanted these florals to have the same color tone as the blue transfers that we added to that frame. So I'm actually going to mix two colors together to create a blue violet. This happened to be Villainous Potion and Uncharted Mariner. This is going to give me a really nice deep violet blue. It's so pretty. And I'm just going to brush this on. Now you do want to make sure that as you're painting this, that you are painting the sides of your design as well, because you don't want the white core to be showing. And some of these you may need to do 2 coats of paint. It all depends on how thin you apply it the first time. Now I actually want to add some gold flecks to my painting. So I'm actually going to come through with this Prima Sparks paint and just carefully brush some gold paint onto certain areas of my florals and leaves. So I tried to keep it mostly on the raised surfaces of the florals and leaves, but some areas I did get a little more paint than others, but I like the organic look that this gives. Now some of my other trims I actually painted straight up gold, and it's so pretty to use something like a gold paint for your accents, especially on something that's kind of mimicking the look of maybe some metal. So this adds a really beautiful metallic finish, and it has a little bit of a sparkle to it too, which is pretty. So once you have your designs ready, you might need to trim off some excess pieces to get this nice and flush to your project. And if you do, I recommend going back over with a little bit of paint to cover up the spot that you cut off. But using a pair of trimmers like Tim Holtz shears is perfect for cutting off some of those excess areas that might be hanging off your project. So here I'm just going to clean up that little area where we cut off that end of the stem, and that's going to hide it, and you will never know we did that. To adhere these pieces, I'm using hot glue. You could use other types of adhesives, of liquid glues and such, but I always like the hot glue. It dries really fast, so I don't have to worry about anything maybe shifting or me accidentally bumping it. It dries pretty instantly. So I'll just take my pieces and lay them onto the frame, let that sit for a second, and then they are adhered. If you have some pieces, here I actually trimmed some of these pieces apart to create my own shapes, and I just nested them together to create a new look, which is really fun. So you can really customize your molds and pieces to create beautiful effects. So here is frame number 1 complete. It is gorgeous. And I basically did the same thing for the rest of the frame. So I'll show you some other things that I did. This was another floral transfer that I added to this arched frame. You can actually float a picture in the middle. And I'm going to cover this with the same gel medium to seal my transfers. And I'm trying to make sure that I cover the entire frame, even areas that don't have any transfers, so that way it has the same sheen across the entire frame. And for my little embellishments, I actually cut a few of these apart to create my own custom shape, and I'll nestle them together to create a beautiful border on the corners of this particular frame. This arched piece on the top is really fun. I actually made sure to shape that into an arch shape before it actually fully dried. And the Prima mold material does take quite a bit of time to dry. I let mine dry overnight, so I don't know exactly how long it took for them to dry, but I would say definitely give it quite a few hours for it to do so. As you can see, that arch design of those beautiful molds looks so good with the arch style of this frame. It's a great way to accent something simple. Speaking of simple, even little simple frames such as this one here, it's a 4x6 white frame, absolutely no detail to it, but it looks amazing when you add some of these beautiful floral elements to the corners. So I did the same thing by making a whole bunch of different pieces. I cut some down, and I'm going to create a custom assortment on the corners of this. I painted them with faded jeans, distress paint, and then did the same gilding effect with the sparks paint. And these are going to get glued in a beautiful assortment around the edges of this frame on opposite corners. And it really looks so enchanting with the flowers creeping in on the picture. It makes for a beautiful accent piece. So I encourage you to check out some of these products. I have all the ones that I used linked below in the video description, as well as on our Simon blog, but you can also head on over to our Simon store to see even more options of transfers and also molds that Prima offers to create your own custom frames. Dig up some of your frames that you have inside your house, or maybe go out and buy a few and then decorate them with these pieces. You are going to have not only so much fun, but you'll end up with beautiful art to display in your home. They also make great gifts. Thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to come back and share more with you all. But until I see you again, I hope you have a very wonderful day, and thanks for stopping by.
I'm Heidi, Simon's mama and founder at simonsaysstamp.com. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you like what you just saw, be sure to press the thumbs up and subscribe to see more great content.